On January 4th, 2012, one of the users of the social networking site 4chan posted a strange picture. A picture containing a black background with the following words written on it. "We are looking for highly intelligent individuals. To find them, we have devised a test. There is a message hidden in this image. Find it, and it will lead you on the road to finding us. We look forward to meeting the few that will make it all the way through. Good luck." 3,301. Although those who participated did not know it, they were on the cusp of one of the strangest and most famous online stalking. Hello everyone, I am Victor, and today I will tell you about the mystery of Cicada 3301. But before we start, you can subscribe to the channel and like the video. And let's begin. At first, many people thought that it was just a hoax created by one of the users, but at the same time some thought that it was bigger than this and that this puzzle could have been created by a secret group or even intelligence. So whoever passes this test and is able to decode the image will be recruited as an expert in encryption. Otherwise, what is the purpose of this puzzle? And who is behind it? And what happens to those who can solve it? But regardless of the answer, imagine that there is a challenge that reads, "We are looking for very smart people," published on one of the most famous social networking sites. It is natural that many people will not be able to resist curiosity and prove that they are smart, and based on this, the competition began. The participants in the competition tried to discover the mystery in the image in every possible way. They opened it in image editing programs such as Photoshop and tried to change the colors and lighting and do everything, but to no avail. In the end, one of the users discovered that when opening this image in a text editing program such as Notepad, we find random symbols, letters, and numbers that have no meaning like any image. But what is different about this image is that at the end of the page there was an intelligible sentence. Words with encrypted text, Tibrivs Clavdiv Caesar says, next to them, and these numbers and letters next to them. This sentence made people think that the text was encrypted with the Caesar cipher because of the word Caesar. Their doubt was valid. After decoding the text, it turned out to be a link to another image found on the internet, a duck with whoops written next to it. Just decoys this way. Looks like you can't guess how to get the message out. The participants felt confused, and when they opened that image in a text editing program, they did not find anything. They tried every method to no avail, but with time it became clear that the images were more direct than this. The word guess was a hint on how to decode the image. The hint is that they have to use a famous code-breaking program called outguess. Indeed, when users put the first image on the outguess program, it turned out to contain hidden data. The information they were able to extract from the images included another link to a page on Reddit. Along with the link was the code of a book. It is a code that relies on a book to decode another code, and when they opened the same Reddit page, they found that it contained the book identical to the code they had. Using the code of the book and the book itself, they came up with a new code, and when they cracked it, it turned out to be a phone number, and when they called them, they heard that recorded voice message. Very good. Well done. There are 3 prime numbers associated with the picture, 3301 of them. Find the other 2, then multiply the 3 numbers and add .com to the result in order to reach the next step. Good luck. Goodbye. All this happened on the first day, and on the second day the subject of the photo was widely spread on the internet, and a large number of amateur investigators gathered to solve the mystery of Cicada 3301. What we have to do now is to find the prime numbers in the picture, as we heard in the recording, and so far we have one of them. Users tried many possibilities to no avail, And in the end, it turned out that the issue was simpler than this. Because the two numbers were the dimensions of the image, height and width. After multiplying the length by the width by 3301, the result was 845145127. When they added .com to this number, they found the site. The site was a white background with a cicada drawn on it and a countdown timer below it. When it reached 0, the site was updated automatically, and a list of coordinates appeared. Coordinates for various places in the world, specifically 14 places in 5 different countries. And now it is the turn of investigators who live near those areas to go and inspect them. Those who believed that the cicada mystery was the work of secret organizations or intelligence felt that their opinion was correct. Because surely a user joking on a social networking site would not create a puzzle with all these details. Certainly it is not a joke. It is something bigger than this. When the participants took the puzzle to the streets and went to the events, they discovered that there were actually posters with a picture of a cicada on top of them. With QR code, it turned out that these codes led to more links. The links led them to a picture, the picture had a puzzle, the puzzle led them to a book, and the book led them to a new site just like the first time. But this time the puzzle took an unexpected turn. Only a small group of people were accepted to the final stage. As for the rest, the site was closed and a message appeared saying, "We want the best, not the follower." Thus, the stage ended. Participants accepted into the confidential final stage have been warned not to divulge any information, and that anyone who shares details from this stage will be disqualified. Of course, not all participants followed this warning, otherwise we would not have known this. But in most cases, those who respected the conditions reached the end of the final stage, and after a full month without any news, this picture appeared on the Riddet website. "Hello. We have now found the individuals we sought. Thus our month-long journey ends. For now, thank you for your dedication and effort. If you were unable to complete the test or did not receive an email, do not despair. There will be more opportunities like this one. Thank you all." 3301. It is clear that the cicadas have found the ones they were looking for, but what happened to them, no one knows. Because the matter ended without any explanation, many people began to think that it was just a joke. And of course, some of you will ask me now, "Victor, how users know that the photo is really from Cicada and not from anyone else?" Well, my friend, the person or group who was behind this complex game was using a type of authentication code called PGP code. This code always accompanied any image or message from Cicada, so that users could be sure that Cicada was the one who sent this and not another fraudster. For a year after the end of the mystery, no messages were issued from the real Cicada. All the messages were from people just joking. But exactly 1 year after the puzzle ended, this image appeared. Hello again. Our search for intelligent individuals now continues. The first clue is hidden within this image. Find it, and it will lead you on the road to finding us. We look forward to meeting the few that will make it all the way through. Good luck. 3301 inch. This time, the authentication code was identical to Cicada. Cicada is back again, and round 2 will begin now. The new puzzle was not different from the previous one. An image with a message on it. The message indicates a book, and the book with the code brings us a new audio recording. But this time, the code contained a link to a page on Twitter, which is now X. The link was to a Twitter account that published one image, and the image was a table filled with numbers, letters, and runic symbols, which will be an extremely important part of solving the new puzzle. Like the previous time, the puzzle moved from the virtual world to the streets, and this time it was in 8 separate places in 4 different countries, and the chase ended like before. Only one group was accepted, and then the site was closed with the rest of the people. But unlike the first puzzle, the competition this time did not end with a thank you message from Cicada. This time, Cicada disappeared in silence. At the beginning of 2014, the 3rd round began. Another time, an image appeared on Reddit with a message hidden inside it. The message led us to a book. The book led us to a link like last time. But what was different this time was that the whole mystery was about a book called Liber Primus, which in Latin means the first book. It seems that Cicada is the one who wrote this book. Do you remember the image that was in the previous puzzle, that table with numbers, letters, and symbols? Now we understand what the function of this table is. The book is full of these runic symbols, and using the table we can decipher the symbols of the book. The book was a diverse collection of different philosophical ideas, as if it were the constitution for Cicada. It was as if Cicada itself was actually a secret organization or group, and the book also contained a large collection of different puzzles and codes. Unfortunately, although we have the table, a large part of the book has not yet been deciphered. The runic symbols found on some pages are encrypted with more than one layer of encryption, meaning that it is not just a symbol that is replaced by a letter. Of the 74 pages containing runic symbols, only 19 pages were deciphered. At the beginning of 2015, people were waiting for a new puzzle, like every year. But 2015 began and ended, and Cicada did not announce any mystery. At that time, people began to think that the book's mystery had to be solved first before Cicada announced a new puzzle. And in 2016, this was confirmed. Cicada posted a message encouraging people to re-examine the book. For years passed without any progress, and there was complete silence on Cicada's part. Over time, some news leaked about what was happening in that secret stage. That stage is known only to those who have been able to reach it. The leaks say that at the end of the first puzzle, the finalists received an email from Cicada, but the leaker did not publish the authentication code that Cicada had attached. That's why we're not 100% sure it's actually a cicada. But let's see what this email contained. Do not share this information. Congratulations, your month of testing is over. Of the thousands who have tried to do this, you are one of the few who have succeeded. There is one final step though, as there won't be any hidden codes, secret messages, or physical treasure hunts. This last step is just a simple step. We have always been honest with you and will continue to be honest with you, and we expect you to be honest with us in return. You've all wondered who we are, so now we'll tell you. We are an international group. We do not have a name, we do not have a symbol, we do not have membership lists, we do not have a public website, and we do not advertise ourselves. We are a group of individuals who have proven themselves just like you by completing this recruitment competition. We are not a hacker group, we are not a whereas group, we do not engage in illegal activity, and neither do our members if you are involved in illegal activity. We ask that you cease any and all illegal activities or decline membership at this time. Please respond to this email with answers to the following few follow-up questions. Anonymity, and that every human being has the right to. Do you believe in his rights, which helps in obtaining and maintaining monetary privacy through strong encryption software to hide the identity? Do you think information should be free? Asterisk, do you think that censorship harms humanity? We look forward to hearing from you. The problem with this message is that it contains things that contradict each other. Example, do you believe that information should be free? This question is fundamentally inconsistent with the actions of that group from the beginning. From the beginning, they hide information from everyone. In addition, the first sentence in that email is, "Do not share this information." How do they believe that information should be available to everyone? The idea that a secret organization or group recruits individuals by breaking codes and puzzles may seem on the surface to be a ridiculous idea, or it is an idea that could only happen in movies. But contrary to what is expected, there are institutions, organizations, and even governments that have done this before. In 2013, the British intelligence agency GCHQ launched a recruitment program called Can You Find It? Participants in the program were required to decode a number of codes hidden in various places on the internet. Those who were able to solve the puzzles and solve these codes received awards or were appointed to the agency itself. But the question now is, if this is true, why did those who passed the tests not disclose their experiences after completing? There are already some people who have talked about this, but how do we know their truth? In 2015, Rolling Stone interviewed two people claiming to be winners of the first puzzle. They said that after the final stage, they received an email from Cicada and a link to a website on the dark web. At this site, they connected with about 20 other recruits, in addition to some of the founding members of Cicada. At this meeting, they were told that Cicada 3301 was founded by a group of friends who believed in the same ideas regarding security and privacy. The goal of the group is to develop applications that help spread these ideas. Over time, the secret group began to expand and spread to more than one country. Their work system became that the recruits developed the applications and the founding members supervised them. But when the recruits found that it was just work and that it was just a test without any more puzzles or codes, they became bored and left. The group, which initially consisted of more than 20 winners, all left at the end of 2012. Shortly after that, the dark website that brought them together disappeared. In the end, the logical explanation from my point of view, Cicada is actually a group of developers whose goal is to develop applications that help with privacy and security. But instead of the traditional methods of applying for jobs, they decided to create this puzzle in order to make sure that only special people work. Although the explanation is not as exciting or astonishing as if Cicada, for example, was an organization whose goal was to control the world, it is certainly the most realistic explanation. Now we have reached the end of the story. I am waiting for your opinion. Since you have reached this part of the video, do not forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video.